Next to me is not Jordan, but it's Lewis this time. Really warm welcome, mate. Thank you. You have joined the commentary box with me today.
Yeah, it's I'm sort of making a habit of this now. I'm back in again, filling in. But yeah, it's good to be here. Another a wet running here for the Tier 2 boys, and yeah, looking forward to tonight's action.
Yeah, definitely. We got a really interesting and sort of weird situation right now because Raceboy is on holiday and he's enjoying the sun in Curacao. But with that coming, Raceboy can win the championship today without racing. If Hemi doesn't finish P1, Raceboy is automatic champion because he's got way more victories than Hemi. I think that was the case really for Hemi to get back up to P1 in the championship, because if Hemi finishes P2 the gap isn't 25 points, but because Raceboy got way more wins, Hemi can't finish above him. I think that's the situation, but if Hemi doesn't finish P1 or P2, it's guaranteed championship for Raceboy, so no stress at all.
Yeah, so we could have our first champion crowned tonight in for this season 2, of course. Just on board, I think Ricky's on his. I think he's one of the first guys out on a hot lap. He was pretty much out of the box straight away. He had a great race yesterday on a wet setup, as he'd like to tell everyone a few times last night. He was on a wet setup and still managed to finish. I think it was P6 or P8. It was on 20 odd lap softs, but. Yeah, he's out. I think he's about to complete his first lap. Oh,
sorry to interrupt you,
no.
But then
yeah, Dan's
completely lost it in the Senna S's, and that's his qualifying already over. He gave me a little bit of inside info. He said the Mercs are ready for a heavy rain, but clearly he wasn't ready enough because he completely lost it coming out of the Senna S's, and that's his qualifying over already.
It's such a tricky, as you know, in the race. I can't imagine what it was like on heavy fuel load, but the heavy rain, it makes everything so hard, and traction is one of them. Around this circuit, there's so many corners, not really many straights, and that turn 3 is so tricky, especially when you're trying to go for that hot lap. And yeah, I'm guessing just by, I didn't see it, I guess you saw it, but it just lost the rear end, I guess, and then it just tanks that, but it catches you out. Yeah, Ricky, he just completed lap 120.9. He's on another lap now, but the Fallen's just gone on provisional pole of 120.4. So pretty quick lap times. I know everyone's on light fuel loads, and that does make a difference. But and so that Oaksley's just popped into the 119s.
Yeah, it's just exactly what you said. I saw Dan struggling to keep it on track. He tried to correct it, but then just completely lost it into the wall. Really unfortunate for him. But yeah, it's just like you said, really tricky to keep your car on track. Even in 5th or 6th gear, you can still lose the car. And with all these tricky high-speed corners at the beginning and the end of the lap, really tricky to keep your car on the track. But for now, Oaksy's doing a really good job, and he is 5 tenths away from P2 Fallen, as Motorsport, the Tier 3 driver, is up to P3. Because he's used to wet weather now, because he had it in his Tier 3 race as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, my teammate in the Tier 3 series, and yeah, a fellow kart racer. He's doing well. He's got it really. He was really happy with his wet running in the practices and in the quali running on Monday. And yeah, showing it again in P3. It's a tricky one. I don't know if you know, is it supposed to be like this for the whole session, or is it going to be drying out at all? Right.
Yep, it's heavy rain for always.
Right. Okay. Well, it still makes a difference because you get that dry line, don't you? Or the drier line as the session comes along. So it's always the trickiest part. I always think with the wet sessions, the beginning, it's good to get the banker laps in right now. But you don't want to necessarily overdo it because like Dan had, it's just so easy to crash in this session, and track position is key around here and with any circuit. So I normally tend to give it a little bit of time. Say, oh, in the background, there's someone's gone off out of turn 3.
Oh,
it's crowing. Same thing that happened to Dan. I was just on board with MP, and I could see behind he just lost the rear end coming out of turn 3, and that was it. And just as I was saying, you want to be a bit careful with these first few laps because you can only ruin your qualifying. Oh, and MP almost loses it as well. Oh, he's out as well. I was on board with him. He again coming up the hill. He just lost the rear end, and again, you don't want to be pushing it at this stage of the session. There's still so much time left, and the track's only going to get quicker. Yeah, I'm surprised that the people here just sort of going all guns blazing so early in the session.
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind that the race is going to be light cloud all the way, so a lot of these guys will run a dry setup on this really tricky track at the moment, so that's another reason for those guys to lose it. But yeah, already a few guys who couldn't keep it on track, so this is going to be a very weird and crazy qualifying session if it continues on like this.
And what's the forecast for the race? I didn't check. I didn't
yeah,
see
for the race it's just light cloud all the way. So it's completely dry, so we can see a big change in strategies because all of these guys can change on whatever tire they want to be on. So probably the top 10 will go for the same tire, I think. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
But the top 10, like usual, they will probably go for every alternative strategy that's possible. So really interesting to see what these guys can do.
Yeah, that's going to be the key difference to the Tier 3 race on Monday, because obviously we all were able to get on the drive at the end. I think the front runners, obviously, I think possibly will go super soft. Maybe some will try the soft tyre. If you can make the super soft last, I definitely think the super soft is the better tyre to start on. If you're near, like you said, behind the top 10, maybe it's worth, near the back, maybe it's worth just going on the medium. The risk is always, though, with that harder compound, is if you get damage, it really jeopardises your race. But if you can keep it clean, that medium tyre is so good. You can just keep going hard, keep banging in fast laps, improving all the time, and that would make you then strong at the end of the race. So I think we'll see a lot of different tyre strategies, which always makes things great at the end of the race to see how people charge through the field and others trying to hold on to their tyres. But I think most people, I would be surprised if the leaders, the pole guys, will be on softs. I think people will go on the super soft at the front.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but maybe if guys want to push and they want to make sure the one stop is possible, they're maybe gonna go for the soft tire as well. You never know.
Yeah. So. Well, the soft tyre, the key thing is with tracks like this where the tyres degrade. I mean, Matrix won on the soft, but to be fair, I think he was quicker than us anyway. I think if he had been on the super soft, he would have been even quicker in that first stint. The soft definitely is more consistent, but I think the undercut is key around here because of how strong the medium tyre is. You could potentially pit quite early on the super soft, get on the fresher tyre and take advantage of that while the guys on the soft are going obviously slower. So I think the super soft medium, I think I pitted a bit late in my run. I pitted on lap 14. I think you could get away with pitting lap 12 on the super soft.
Yeah.
And I think that is sort of like the perfect time really. And yeah, you can take advantage of being on the fresher medium.
Yep, yeah. I think that's probably the best strategy to go for. As you can see, Hemi was the one with a 119.8, which already was a little bit of a big gap, but now the track is improving. They're creating a great racing line and people just go faster and faster and faster because Raukkonen is 8 tenths quicker than Hemi already, and he's on a really fast lap as well. There's a Renault in front of him, that's Wiseboy, and he's struggling ahead of him, and it's gonna hurt Raukkonen in his time, I think. He can close up now. Maybe he can catch a little bit of a slipstream. He is 1.6 tenths down on his time, so he needs to improve now. Go into the slipstream. Maybe you can put in a better time. Let's see what he can do. Goes up to the line. I see it's not enough. He loses 3 tenths. Probably lost a little bit because Wiseboy was in front of him. But we already got two guys were retired as well during your strategy call, Lewis, because we got Donamo and Racer who retired as well. So we got five guys now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can count.
Yeah.
We got 5 guys now who lost it during quali.
Yeah, and it's a shame with those guys because I think all of them could have been, strong. They were strong contenders for being at the front, especially, MP, Dan, X427. Don Ammo's always been a quick driver. It's a shame. Just getting greedy at the beginning, trying to push a bit too hard, and it's just so easy to lose it around here. There's not much runoff, a lot of fast corners, and in the wet you lose it. You just skid off into the tyres. Hammy narrowly missed provisional pole. There's yellows in sector 1 and 2. Hammy is currently in P2, but he's just a few hundred shy of the pole from Raukkonen, who was really quick yesterday in the Tier 1 race as well. Unfortunate in the race getting spun out on the grass. I remember when it was still wet. It's there's a few people. I don't know if there's a Williams off the track there.
Yeah, Juventus was waiting for real life, and I don't know who that second car was, just to get past. So that was really nice from him, just letting the guys through. His tires are really cold now, I think, with all that waiting. But yeah, that's not my problem right now. As Robin, I saw he was 1.2 seconds down on his time. Two Toro Rossos really close to each other. Don't know what he can do. I know he was really quick as well because he was behind me yesterday. I know he was running a wet setup, but he was really catching up with me every time as he comes into the pits. His teammate behind him, he continues on, but he was really quick in the wet as well. So with P6 right now, he's gonna score really good points if he continues on like this. As Oxy improves his time by 4 tenths. But still, the gap between Raukkonen and Oxy is 5 tenths. Raukkonen and Amy really dominating this quali right now.
I'm on board with Mitch right now. He's moved up to P3, and on his first lap on the wet run. Well, it's saying 0 laps on here, but I'm sure he's already done. He's just done a 1:19.4. He's halfway through, and it's a pleasure to watch him drive. He's skidding along, getting a bit of wheel spin coming out the corners, but he was confident. Speaking to him early, he was confident with his wet running, not so confident for the dry running here today in Brazil, but yeah, he feels with the wet this will give him the best chance being at the front, and he's coming up the hill now. You should see if he improves on his last lap. He is 4 tenths off the top 2 guys at the moment, but as yellow in sector 3, as Real Our Life's retired, and Mitch just narrowly went slower in that one, so he didn't improve on his previous best. We've lost another runner, so Real Our Life, he's not going to go any further than P6 today in qualifying, as Ricky and Raukkonen have all come out now to what will be their final laps.
Yeah, it's like sort of 2 reasons why I think Mitch really prefers the wet weather. I know he's a really quick and technical driver. I know he's really good at just picking up the right lines and making the right moves. Plus the fact that it was forecasted to be raining like today and yesterday and on Monday. And every time we were getting closer to race time, as Vermeer lost it as well, or he just retired, I don't know.
Yeah.
But every time it was forecasted to be raining during the race as well. And it was dry for half of the race for Tier 1, for Tier 3 the same. And now it's just dry completely for Tier 2. So a lot of these guys probably practiced a lot of rain races and a lot of rain weather. And now it's just gonna dry up, and probably a lot of guys didn't expect that one. And now they need to find a perfect balance between being quick quali during heavy rain and being quick in the race while it's dry.
That's it. It's Mitch
does it. Really good lap time. I was on board with him, and it looked really solid, and it definitely is 2 tenths quicker than Raukkonen. You see the track is just improving and improving.
Yeah, it evolves so much through the session, and this is now the time to attack. You've got nothing to lose. You've set all your bankers in the previous 15 minutes. Now's the time. I'm on board with Raukkonen, and he's obviously now under pressure. He knows he's been dropped to P2. And this is his one chance. I mean, he has another lap. He can do another lap, but because we have got 1:24 to go, he's really putting so much speed into the right-hander up the hill, coming into the midsection now as Hammy sets the fastest. Wow, this is hotting up now.
Oh, this is not what Raceboy wants to see when he's lying in the sun.
Yeah. Oh, there's more yellows in sector 2 and 3, and 1 now. There's yellows all over the place, but Raukkonen hasn't been the best of laps. I don't know if he's backed out of this one because he ran a bit wide in the second sector. I think he's sort of given up on that last one, and he's gonna go for it now in this. Well, essentially it'll be his last chance. He's coming up to the line now. Just see, it might be just me thinking because it is a quick lap time, but it's not quick enough.
Just by 63 thousandths of a second, he was down on his time, but he's gonna go for it another lap. He's got enough ERS.
Mitch is just ahead of him as well, so that's going to be fascinating to see everyone come towards the end. Hammy is coming towards the end of his final fast lap. Oh, he's run wide. I wonder he's not. Oh, he's 9 tenths off, so he's not going to improve on his previous best. Hammy is 800. Mitch is 800s up on his previous best, so that'll be enough to be on pole if he can keep it together. Hammy doesn't improve. Yeah, Hammy's out. He's finished.
Yeah, so it's all down to Mitch now.
I think Hammy got across the line just before the checkered flag, so Hammy could do another lap if he wants to, but he has done. Oh, and Mitch is 3 thousandths up on his previous best.
Oh, now
that's not enough. Yeah, this is so tricky. This has become, as you know from yesterday, the final sector up that hill is actually a proper corner. Yeah. And he's coming along the line now. Wall. Has he improved? Yes, but it's not enough.
Oh,
and Raukkonen beats him.
You said he was like 4 tenths down or something. I didn't expect that to be happening. Oh, and Raceboy is going to be happy with that one. His teammate is doing an absolute banger for him right now, but we have to wait for Hammy. He is 1/10 down on his time. Coming up to the last first sector as he almost lost the back end. Coming up to, well, it is the last corner if it's dry, but now he comes to another corner. Really tricky left-hander right here, just don't lose it. Full throttle if you're there. And he comes up to the line right now. Stay really close, he probably cut that one.
It's not enough.
No, it's not enough, it's P2 for Hammy. But Hammy is definitely going for that. The championship fight isn't over yet. I can tell you that one.
Yeah, we've got a good race in store for this Grand Prix in Tier 2.
Yeah, really cool one. So, just to inform everyone who isn't familiar with F1 yet, because all of these guys qualified on the wet tire, they can choose whatever tire they want to be starting on in the race, so we can see a lot of different strategies, but we can also see like the whole field going on softs, for example. So really interesting to see what everyone will do and what everyone thinks is the better strategy. But look how close P1, P2 and P3 are always in a 10th. Really close.
Mental how close it was in the end.
And then such a big gap to Ricky, almost 7 tenths to P4, and then it's from P6, I think it was, or P7, it was already a second to P1. So those were the gaps in the wet. Interesting to see what these guys can do on the dry, or in the dry, I should say.
Yeah, it's much better conditions for the race. Light cloud, but it's it'll be interesting to see the guys who retired early on with their crashes. See if like X427, MP Motorsport is quick. MP is good in the dry as well. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on. But he is sort of mid-pack. He's got to be careful. Everyone in that midfield have to be careful. Turns 1, 2, and 3 can be really difficult. It's so easy to make contact and have your race over before it's even started. But Hammy's he's in the right place, being on the front row. Hammy has a chance to keep the championship going on to the next race, but a lot of laps ahead of us. So looking forward to it.
Yep. And you have to remember that P2 is actually the inside for the first corner. So if Hammy gets a good start coming up to the hill and going into the first corner, he's maybe able to take that first place of Rauken, but I know Rauken is quite a good starter actually, so he should be able to stay ahead of Hammy, but you never know. And interesting to see, because you said earlier in the stream that Mitch said he wasn't confident in the dry as he was in the wet, so interesting to see what he can do against Ricky, because I know Ricky can be really aggressive if he wants and can be really good on his tires. Let's get the tires on actually.
Wow, because, I've looked on the tires. A lot of people on the softs.
Yeah, that's
really
what I
surprised.
expected. Just to be that little bit more aggressive in the first stint, I think. That's why.
Yeah, Mitch is going to go on the super soft. Oaksy has as well. The only guys on the medium who are unsurprisingly near towards the back is Wisey Boy, MP Motorsport, and Racer 555. Other than that, majority are softs. Mitch is super soft, Oaksy super soft, and Real R Life is super soft. I think Mitch will be really strong, because what you got to remember as well, unlike in Tier 3, these guys obviously are all starting on fresh tyres, so that super soft will be able to go even further. If you can look after the tyres, you can definitely make the super soft last till lap 14 if they're fresh tyres. So I think this will favour. I think these guys might have underestimated the super soft, especially at the beginning of the race.
I think so, yeah.
Seems to be a massive gap behind. I don't know if this was tactical.
That's Oaksy holding up the field. Yeah.
Yeah, he's held everyone else right back. So the top few guys, their tyres are going to get cold. And it's a tricky one because it's also a hill. It's a hill start for the guys at the front.
Yep.
So it does affect how well they get away, especially the guys at the very front of the grid.
So we got 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights. Now we have to wait a little bit. And then away we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix. As this is a really good start for Hammy. As he goes down the inside. Yes, I knew he was gonna do it. Wheel banging. But Rauken the fence. And Hammy has to stick for P2. But he's got not the inside, but he's got in the slipstream. Now we can see what wings everyone is running, because Hammy will close up. As he goes around the outside, but he can't make the move. Stick. Rauken pushes Hammy wide. What amazing stuff here already on lap 1. As
Drama.
Ricky got past, Mears got past, and Mitch is down to P5. What happened to him?
Yeah, I was on board with him. He just didn't he lost the place initially from Ricky and just he seemed to be struggling with tyre temperatures. He just doesn't have the grip at the moment. And Matrix just went past him as well. Look out for Matrix. He was a level ahead of us in the Tier 3 on Monday, and he's already done. He knows he's quick around here, and he's in a great position. He was really good. He was really good on the soft tyre in that first stint on Monday, and even better on the medium. So watch out for him around the pit stops as he's lining up a move on Ricky on the outside now for Tom turn 1.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't make the mistake, but you just saw the exit coming up to the hill and coming up to the start-finish straight. You just saw Mason got a much better exit, and Ricky is completely under pressure from Matrix. He already got a 1.2 second gap to Hammy. Rauken and Hammy are just running away with it at the moment, and Ricky needs to defend for his life to keep his horse on the podium right now. But Matrix is pushing him all the way, and Mitch is thinking like, oh, I got the grip and I want to get past. But Oaksy and Real Life on super soft tires, they are already close as well. Let's get the position changes up, because Robin gained a position, so he's right behind his teammate now. Oaksy kept it the same, and Mitch lost 2 places. That's really unfortunate for him.
Yeah, I'm surprised with Mitch, because I thought he would really take advantage of the super soft, but he did say he was struggling with the dry running. But at the moment, he's still close to the back of Matrix. He got a good run out of the final corner, Jung Chao, and Matrix is having a look here again on Ricky. Ricky's defending it well. He is the king of defending, and always races it really. He's really good. To be fair to him, he's very good. I might jinx him now, but he is really
Yeah.
good at pushing it to the limit, but being fair. Oh, Matrix has got the inside line though, and the DRS, so surely he'll make the position.
Oh, he pushes
And
Ricky
he does
right.
so.
Ricky
Yeah,
will
and
not
I
be
think he
happy.
might
And
have cost
Mitch,
another place.
yeah,
Oh, Mitch is on the wrong side. Who's going to brake late? Oh,
oh, it's
Ricky braked
Ricky.
late and forced him out wide. He's
Oh,
going to lose
Oxy
a
got past
spot
now,
here.
Mitch. Oh, Oxy got
Yeah.
past Mitch now because Mitch had to run right there. And now Robin, he is gonna look for a move around the outside of Mitch, which turns into the inside, but he can't keep his car on the outside. That's really unfortunate. As Jonathan,
Oh,
I have to
Real
say,
Our Life
oh,
just went into the back. Sorry, Real
oh
Our Life
really?
just went into the back of
Oh,
Mitch.
he didn't
Yeah.
pick up any damage. If I, no, it's
I think
all right. I think.
I thought I saw a piece come off his wing on the broadcast.
On my screen, it looks alright, to be honest. But
On my screen, it looks like it's the front right end plate is gone missing now. It might just be me, but I'm sure I saw. I'm sure I saw a debris, but and Dan Ammo's gone in the pits and got a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding. So already not a great run for him, but a good battle up
look
there.
how close this
with
battle is
Oxy.
for P4.
Oh, again, Ricky goes
Oh, Ricky
really
locked
deep.
up. And now Oxy goes down the inside. And Mitch got past as well. Oh, Ricky completely lost it there with his lockup. And then he lost 2 places with it.
This is not helping the super soft runners though. All this battling it's just going to start overheating the tyres and wearing them out. So it's actually not done them much good. The key was with these super soft runners was to make sure they had a clean start to the race and let the tyres bed in for the long haul. Well, for the 14 to 12 laps that they would be run for. But these last few laps would have done no good whatsoever.
Yep.
But they've finally got some clear air now.
Yeah, fortunate for Oxy and Mitch. They got past Robin now. He's stuck behind Ricky and he wants to get past as quickly as possible. Maybe he's gonna go for a move now around down the inside. No BSN. I told him he needs to be more aggressive because if he's that little bit more aggressive, it's like almost half, maybe even 3/4 of this field. If they be a little bit more aggressive, they can make up so many positions now. Robin in the DRS range. He's got the DRS, but Ricky got it as well because he's still within 1 second. Now he's not. So Robin has got to do it next lap or maybe even into these corners. But if he can just be a little bit more aggressive, he can make up a little bit more position because now he's the only super soft runner who's stuck because Oxy and Mitch will run away with it and maybe close up to Matrix. We have to keep an eye on that gap. And Ricky's just losing time and holding Robin up. Oh, Juventus almost lost it, sorry, but I switched to Juventus and he almost lost the back end because I wanted to say he's really closing up to Robin now as well. Ricky is forming a little bit of a train behind him and all of these guys on the soft and mediums will close up as well and that will affect Robin his race at the end of the race. Yeah.
Maybe Ricky should have put the wet setup on for today as well. I think he's pitting, is he? I thought... Oh, it looked like he was pitting then. He was just defending. Yeah, maybe he should have had had his wet setup. But no, obviously it's very early in the race still. But and he has had to do a lot of defending, which probably didn't put his tyre. Oh, he almost lost the rear. I was about to say it probably hasn't done his tyres that good. And I think the rears might be a bit overheated at the moment. And he almost lost it coming out of turn 2. But there's good battles in the back, in the sort of back of the midfield. Looking
Motorsport
at
and Racer going for it.
MP Motorsport is all over the back of Racer 555, the battle of the mediums for 12th and 13th.
Yeah, I know Racer just overtook and now Motorsport is trying to get his place back. But Racer's not having any of it. He's fighting for his relegation as well. He wants to stay in tier 2 of course, but he needs to gain a little bit more position if he wants to score points. With Smado, his teammate, in P11, so both McLarens now not scoring points, and it's interesting to see because Smado normally the tire saving god is usually with a different strategy up to P6 already after 6 laps, but he's in P11 and stuck behind Mehdi.
And the guys on the mediums, you've got to if you're going to be on the medium, don't overdrive it, don't be risky. The key for these people is to do a clear race, and MP Motorsport didn't get a great traction off the final corner and he's had to defend from X427 and he was able to do that in the end. But he is quick, MP Motorsport. He will in the second half of the race, as long as he doesn't get caught up in any melees. He's in the DRS zone of Racer right now, but Racer defends. Oh, they almost touch, and again they're forced wide. But the battling isn't going to help them right now. They need to be in clear air, just setting their own lap times, and then when they get onto the softer tyre, then they can decide. Then they can really attack and start making inroads on the guys ahead. But they're losing time now, and it's just giving them too much work to do at the end of the race.
Yep, if they can just work together, also with the guys behind them, they can just move to Matty Robbo, this in P11, and they got a big train to Robin in P7. So if they can catch up to that little train ahead of them, they're already well and truly can look to maybe gaining some points this race. And looking at the position changes right now, Vermeer has gained 7 places already. He's up to P8, the tier 3 driver as well, and he's looking to go around the outside of Robin right now. On the soft side, but Robin defends really well as Juventus has to move out of the way because Vermeer got blocked, and now Smado got past Juventus it is. So Smado from P11 2 laps ago now up to P9, and he's making his way up to the field as Robin is just really struggling right now, and Ricky put away 2.7 seconds, and he is in within a second of Mitch and Oaksy ahead of him. So maybe these super soft tires already falling off the cliff.
This is really early. I would be surprised, but the soft, to be fair, yeah, around this sort of time, the soft is going to start to come back. But I am surprised that I felt with being on the super soft, I was able to keep it, within the second, best lap times right until really lap 11, lap 12. So maybe these guys, with that battling that happened early on in the race, just took it out that much more. Maybe their setups are a little bit harder on the tyres, and I'm starting to see a few more lockups. Mitch is starting to struggle. I wonder if that front right is starting to play up for him now, and he's under attack from Oaksy and Ricky.
Yeah,
Varamir's defending. Oh, is it Varamir? No, it's Real R Life. He's having to defend.
Yeah, Varamir, he looked close already last lap, and now he can't get any closer, to be honest. But he's just really strong with the dirty air right now, and there's a McLaren coming up, is inside, but he can defend that one. Yeah, 5 guys really close to each other, almost within 1 second. And this is just helping Ricky at the moment because he's creating a gap behind him. As Varamir goes for a move down the inside, he's not waiting for the DRS and for the straight, but he has to hold it around the outside. Can Robin defend? Yes, he can. Oh, this is really close racing, really fair at the moment, but it's just playing in the hands of Ricky as they go side by side. Varamir get past, DRS open right now. Yes, it is. Are they going 4 wide? It's 3 wide now, coming up to turn 1. Oh my god, Juventus. Juventus 4 places. Deep. Oh, he's gone too deep. But he's gained 3 places. Oh no, it's Smado. Oh, but Robin is the big loser of this all, because now Matty Robbo is going for a move down the inside. No, he's not, but Robin lost 3 places coming up to that straight. And now he needs to defend of Matty as Matty goes past him. Oh, he pushed him wide. And with all this battling, you can see Racer, he is closed up to Robin now as well. So it's a battle from P7 till P15. Look how close these guys are all to each other.
If I was if I was Robin, I'd pit now. The tyre is gone on him. He can't get the traction. He can't get it to bite into the corners. Yeah, he's really struggling. I'd pit now and get onto the medium, because the medium will last. He'll have no issues. Because right now he's going to be dropping. That tyre is going to just keep dropping and dropping in lap performance. And I think he is going to go in the pits. Is he? Yeah. No, he's not. I'm really surprised he hasn't pitted.
The Racer got past now.
Yeah, that's it. He runs a bit deep, but I think he's got it.
Oh, Racer parked the bus on the apex, but he holds it. And now, Dan has got past Robin as well. Yeah, Robin is just really struggling on his side. He should have pitted, just like you said. He should have pitted. He's losing way too much time now. But Racer got full connection now to the train ahead. He well and truly catched up. And now it's just time for him to make up places on the harder tire. As Robin is not giving up right now. He's going for a move down the inside of. Then he can't make the move stick. And now the train from Racer is on the back of Robin right now. And they want to get past as quickly as possible. As why is your boy going for the move? No, he isn't. He sticks behind him. As there's also a really big battle going on for P4 at the moment. Mitch, Oaksy and Ricky coming up to the start finish straight right now. Within 4/10 of each other as Oaksy is trying to get past Mitch. As Mitch pushes into the pitch. So this is probably the sign for Robin to pit as well.
Yeah.
No, he isn't. He stays out. Oh no.
Oh.
Robin is making a disaster of a strategy call right now. Because he's losing places left, right and center. Look at Wiseboy.
Yeah.
He just can't hold it round the outside and there's just no way Robin can defend it.
Because the medium will last. The medium, you can keep it even at this time of the race. You can get on a medium now and you'll be able to go flat out for the rest of the race and you won't have any issues. He was around with the top guys at the beginning of the race and he's just lost so much time. I mean, he could have been in clear air right now on a medium tyre, actually making time on the top guys instead.
Yeah, because if you look at Mitch, he's got a gap of 7.8 seconds ahead of him. So he's got all the clean air he wants, and now he can push. Because it's interesting to see, because Oaksy now, he will probably pit as well, and then it's interesting to see what that clean air has done to him. Because if he comes out behind Mitch for with a gap of 2 or 3 seconds, then Mitch has really done a good strategy as Oaksy stays out. So both Toro Rossos going for a really strange strategy.
I wonder if they're thinking of doing. I mean, it's still early at the moment, but I wonder if they're trying to do a super soft. But I can't see it working because they're losing too much time. Matrix has pitted, same sort of lap time as he did in the Monday race.
Yeah, and Juventus and Robin in as well. Juventus on the medium tire, and Robin as well. Oh, he's changing his front wing. That's probably why, because you said it already. You saw some debris flying off on the broadcast, so maybe that's why he was struggling, because he lost a little bit of his front wing, and now he changed it, so he's now back up to pace, but he's in last place right now, and he needs to gain a lot of time to get back into the points.
Yeah, that's even more a reason to have pitted earlier, because maybe he hasn't done enough practices, because well, it doesn't. The medium does last round here, so it's not a case of having to try and get it to this lap so that it lasts. Because at the end of the day, he's basically lost probably 6-7 seconds, maybe even 8 seconds in the end by being overtaken and also not being quick anyway. It's a good battle. There's a Wiseboy is having a look. Oaksy's gone in yet.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it's just maybe a key point in the race, because Mitch now, he is coming up to the straight, so he will gain a lot of time on Oaksy. Because Oaksy is just coming out of the pits and Mitch is gonna just fly past him. As I say that, he overtook him right now. Oaksy is gonna be
on him, but this is you will have quite a nice big gap.
Yeah. Oaksy lost a lot of time. Look where Mitch is and look where Oaksy comes out now, and with just 2 laps fresher tires, I think Oaksy has made the wrong strategy call right there.
Yeah, and that's with, and also bear in mind, look at Matrix. Matrix is really good with getting. Unfortunately, he's caught up with the traffic of that group of guys with MP Motorsport just ahead of him, because Matrix is normally he's really quick at this stage of the race, straight out on the mediums. Everyone else takes a couple of laps to warm up. He's just he gains seconds at this stint, but unfortunately for him, he's caught up in this gaggle of cars who are on medium tyre strategies as well, and this is going to pay. It's going to cost him. Hammy's pitted, so will Hammy stay out ahead of Matrix? I think he will. He's in the pit exit now.
Oh, Matrix made a move on Motorsport, but it's not going to be enough to stay in front of Hammy, because Hammy is already in clean air right now, and he's ahead of Racer, and Matrix, he can see Racer, but there are still two cars behind him. So Hemi is 3 cars ahead of Matrix, and that is probably 4 or 5 seconds he can gain on him, because it's hard to overtake, especially in sector 2. And now Hemi can drive away with it, although as I say that, he is stuck behind Mehdi. So if he can get past Mehdi on the start finish straight, he's got a little bit of clean air, 3.4 seconds to be exact, I'd have him to pull away from Matrix. But he needs to make the move now as Mehdi run wide. Just need to get a good exit. Hemi was already really close to the inside of the corner, but he still got a much better exit than Mehdi. As he gets DRS, he's already past it, even without DRS. Got a much better exit as Mehdi is not going into pits. I thought he was going for it for a second. Now Hemi needs to defend it, and yeah, he can brake much later. So yeah, that's Hemi now in clean air, and Matrix still, he got past Groen it is, but he's stuck behind Wiseboy, Racer and Mehdi now, and Hemi can just pull away with it.
Raikkonen's still on the soft tyre, lap 15, Varamir as well, he's a few of the runners still on the soft tyres. I think you're going to get to this sort of point where the soft is struggling. Oh, and Matty Robbo is defending aggressively from Racer 555.
Oh, and, Racer! Oh my god, what a move, man. Oh my god, 3 wide. Someone lost a little bit of, I think it's Wiseboy, lost a bit of front wing. And Matrix think, well, if you guys are gonna battle, I'm gonna go for it as well. As Wiseboy makes a move. Oh, Hemi lost a bit.
Matrix.
Yep.
Matrix has got wing damage. I'm sure I saw a piece of damage there.
Definitely. I was on board, and I see his left front wing is broken. This will really hurt him now. As Racer, he wanted to make a move on Mehdi, and it cost him eventually a place to Wiseboy. He didn't pick up any damage, but yeah, that was a really tricky move, as Vermeer and Smado are both in.
And Matrix got around the outside of Center S on Racer there. Brilliant move from Matrix. He's up to P5 despite that front wing damage. But Racer 5.5
Racer goes for it.
Look down the inside. He goes down the inside.
Oh my
that was deep.
god!
That wasn't really. That move wasn't really on. But they're being so aggressive. And they're on different strategies. Racer 5 is pushing Matrix.
Oh, Matrix!
And they make contact again.
Oh my god! And Racer lost the... Damn it, no. Someone lost
Matrix.
Someone lost. Oh, Racer. Oh my god! What is going on?
It was too aggressive. I don't know why Racer. He didn't need to fight Matrix. Matrix is on the faster tyre right now.
Something happened to Wiseboy.
Yeah, he's slow. He's left the session.
Oh, that's why. Because yeah, he was slowing down and Wiseboy just completely lost his left front wing. He's got no wing at all on the left hand side. Racer got past. I don't know if he's got any damage. He's pulling in. No, he's not. But Motorsport got past him, and Matrix with damage eventually got past him, but he's lost a lot of time. So I mean, he's not gonna get that time back. And Raikkonen stopped, and he's 2.2 seconds ahead of Hemi on fresher tires. So that's, if he keeps it clean, that's an easy win for Raikkonen right there.
I think Matrix might have damage on both end plates. I think he's probably got yellow on all over that front wing now from all that. Racer was so aggressive. I don't know why he was. Because he dive bombed Matrix going into turn 4. He didn't need to do. You've got to acknowledge. Maybe he didn't know. But when people are on different tyre strategies, you're only going to lose. Both of you are just going to lose out on lap time. He's fighting his own race. He's on his own strategy, Racer. He's on the medium tyre, trying to make it last. Attack at the end of the race when you've got the faster tyre. Don't attack when you've got your worn tyre against someone who's got a fresh tyre. And they've screwed each other's race up really. And Matty Robbo's finally pitted on 17 lap softs. I don't know whether that strategy. Maybe he's going to go for the. I doubt he'll go for the super soft. I think it was a bit too long being on the soft.
Yeah, from soft to mediums, you could have pitted a lot earlier and still make it to the end of the race, because there are already guys on 7 lap old mediums or something like that. So really strange call from him, but yeah, if he thinks that's the right strategy, fair enough to him, as Ricky picks up 3 seconds, just got on board with him. But yeah, just exactly what you said, Racer completely destroyed this race, fighting with Matrix and Motorsport. If you just let them through, stay in the DRS of Matrix, you can win on your own race time, pit, come out on fresher tires, and then just make your way up to the field again. Now, he is stuck with a lot of guys behind him who doesn't have to stop anymore. So he will definitely fall outside of the points, and it will be hard for him, although he's on the soft tires, to make his way up through the field again, as Motorsport is really close to Matrix, but he's pulling into the pits. Is this the moment for the medium guys to stop? No, it's not, because Racer continues on. So it's only MP Motorsport, but is he going for the soft tire with 16 laps to go? That's possible, yeah, because Ricky did 24 laps or something yesterday, so it's possible.
Yep, Oaksy's just got back past Ricky down the straight, so Oaksy up into P6, but Ricky will have the DRS going down the straight, the mini straight towards turn 4, but he's not close enough. So Oaksy will hold on to that P6 position for now, and they're catching up on Racer, who's obviously now the last of him and Wisey Boy, the last of the non-pit, the non-pits, non-stoppers as yet. Mitch is on his own now. He's just got past Racer, so Mitch is P4, quite a way behind. But look, Matrix lost out massively because of that battle. He's 9.5 seconds behind Hammy. You think obviously that when Hammy came out, it was so crucial that Hammy pitting that lap later, getting ahead of that group of cars. It's just and Matrix has ended up with damage to both, well, at least one side of his front wing, and is now going to be under pressure because he's got that whole race where the front's going to be wearing out. Mitch is going to be catching him up. It's 1.8 seconds the gap between the two. So Mitch, who didn't feel strong about today's race, could end up with a podium finish.
Yep, yes he is. He gained almost 3 tenths now in... Oh, as there's yellow in sector 1, what's going on? Nothing major. But yeah, 1.5 now is the gap, so he gained like 5 tenths a lap. 1.4 now is the gap. And I just want to go to the chat, because Raceboy is in the chat, enjoying the sun and enjoying the race. And he says, I'm doing the counting now, the gap is 43 points, Hemi's scoring 80 points, so there will be a 25 points difference. Hemi's got 3 wins and I've got 5, so that will be the championship, right? And yes, it is, you got it exactly right. So if it stays right now, Raceboy is the Tier 2 Condoms of Speed Season 2 World Champion, so that's something to look forward to. But the race isn't over yet. Broken can still destroy his race, or Hemi can just totally retire, then it's it already. As Ricky is closing up to Oaksy again with the DRS, which is really strong around there. Oh, Ricky!
Oh, he's lost it!
I was on board. No, Ricky!
Oh, he's gonna crash.
That's his race over. He steered it completely into the wall. No point of doing that, but he bumped onto the grass and he steered right into that tire wall. And that's his race over.
Yeah, I just caught that as well.
Fuming right now.
Yeah,
that's what dirty air does with your car, right there. What a shame.
Yeah, Matty Robbo's pitted again to change his wing, so he must have got damage. That's not a scheduled pit stop. Yeah, he just lost it. He almost lost it earlier in the race as well, but that time he got it in a big way, and Oaksy has now got a bit of a gap from him and Don Ammo. Don Ammo's on 18 lap mediums, so he had to pit obviously early on in this race.
Yep.
So he's probably not going to be able to make it to the end. He's going to have to pit again, but he'll pit onto the super soft, and so he still has a chance of finishing in the top 10, Don Ammo, but I don't think he'll try and edge it out. He's done 19 laps already. He's got another 14 laps to complete. If he was to do it on the medium, I don't know if he can do that, but I think if he does pit in the next couple of laps, he could, looking at the lap times, he could possibly still get, I suppose everyone is quite close though. he'd probably struggle to get into the top 10 maybe, but see how he goes. He's just got to eat that medium tyre out. Meanwhile, Matrix is behind Mitch. Mitch has
Yep.
passed after all
Got
that
it on
drama.
stream.
Yeah. So Mitch is now into P3. It's a shame for Matrix because I think he generally had the pace. Had he not get caught up in all that, the challenge Hammy. But I think the top two guys are pretty much settled, and now I think Mitch will be able to pull away from Matrix and sort of solidify that P3.
Yeah, and during your talk, Smado got past Juventus as well. These guys are really close right now. And Don Amo finally pitted.
Yeah, he does pit, and he puts the super soft on. I thought he would do. Oh, he's got
He's
a
got his
penalty.
5-second stop and go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's out there again for super soft tires. But yeah, like on the front of the field, all the battles are really determined now, and already a lot of guys are settled because I don't see Matrix coming back on Mitch unless Matrix can pull something special out of the hat. But definitely for the last couple of points, it's really not over yet because Juventus is just 7 times behind Smado, and Dan is catching on Varamir. So still a lot of can happen, and maybe even Robin can gain on MP Motorsport if his tires go off, but I don't see that happen because on 4 laps old soft he can go till the end pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, Matrix is going to struggle to hold fourth as well because Oaksy's catching him up. It's 3.1 the gap as he crossed the line. So Oaksy's in with a chance of P4. Yeah, you got elsewhere battle-wise. Dan is catching. He's on the back of Varamir, 7 tenths behind. MP Motorsport now is in clean air with those soft tyres. He's 3.4 behind X427 behind Dan. So let's see. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on towards the end. But other than that, other than a few battles, Crowan and Racer. It's all starting to even out now. All the the battles of the first half of the race, it's all spread out now, and it'll see if it's unfortunate. The guys now, obviously, everyone being on the medium tyre, it's sort of apart from a few people on the soft, it's making the race a bit stagnant now, where everyone's on the same pace. If you're faster, you're faster. If and it's sort of the gaps are increasing. Up front, it's 5.9 now between Raukkonen and Hammy. So unless Raukkonen has a big moment, which I'm sure he's not going at 100%, I can't see him losing this race.
Then making a move around the outside of Varamir, coming into the Senna SS as they do a little bit of wheel banging. It just almost ended up in a Verstappen Ocon moment, but it's fine right now as Dan wants to get past Vermeer as quick as possible. Is he going for the move right now? Nope, he isn't. As I just want to give you guys a little bit of inside information about what's going on in the standings right now, because you've got to remember these guys are fighting for a promotion spot in Tier 1 as well for next season. As Ricky could have done an amazing job if he finished inside the points, because a big competitor of him, Jakey Boy, just couldn't make it to the race today. But Ricky unfortunately retired, as you could all see on stream, so he stays on 170 points. But Smado, who's now on P6, will extend his gap. So Raceboy, Hemi and Smado now are the top 3 guys, and with Smado extending the gap on Ricky in P4, these guys will probably go up to Tier 1. So that's really unfortunate for Ricky, as 4 to 7 Dan is just 20 points, 21 points to be exact, behind Ricky. But with him being in P9, he's not gaining enough points to make it interesting at the end of the season, I think, because I don't see him scoring up 25 points that easily and Ricky retiring, so he needs to gain a little bit more positions if he wants to get a promotion.
Good battle, Varamir and Dan.
Yeah.
And MP is catching him at quite a rate of knots here. He's only 1.3 now behind those two, so MP is on course for having a good result as the Fallen has left the session. But he already DNF'd, I think, early on. But yeah, this is the big battle on track at the moment. Dan, I'm guessing Dan has got a higher downforce setup because even with the DRS, he's not really able to he's not that much faster basically, and he's just struggling to pass. And I think it's with this track, it's good. It's quite important to have a low front wing setup, a low downforce, so that when the DRS is activated, you can really take advantage of the DRS. And he's just, but maybe Varamir's got a really low downforce setup as he goes down the inside. Oh, they almost touch. I think there might have been a bit of contact, but he's still got the inside Varamir. But Dan holds it, but now the DRS will be in Varamir's side.
Yep. Varamir he can't hold it around the outside, so that's Dan. Up to P8 now. Now MP Motorsport is trying to get past Varamir as well. So say that.
He's looking. Oh my God, no!
Varamir got spun.
He made contact and did he spin?
Oh my God!
And
is that him retiring?
Did he retire? Yeah, he is. He's retired. But again, though, the thing was, to be fair to Dan, the gap. The only thing I'd say is it's one of those where I'm sure Dan knew he was there, and it's one of those tricky positions where again, in the heat of the moment, you sort of, the guy who's behind it's down to him to decide whether or not it's clean, whether it's a clean maneuver, and he wasn't far enough alongside. He was basically at the rear wheel of Dan, and Dan had, with that corner, you have to commit to the apex, otherwise you're gonna go off the track. And yeah, I think Varamir was too aggressive. He wasn't further enough alongside to make that move clean. He'll feel as though Dan turned in on him.
I think so.
Yeah, which I see that, but at the same time, he wasn't further enough alongside, because otherwise he wouldn't have spun. He wouldn't have spun if he was further alongside. It would have just been contact.
Sorry to interrupt you, but he on a soft tire, he just has enough of it going around the outside, and I think this is not a really smart move to make, because now then, if he's got enough downforce and enough straight line speed, he can get past Motorsport as well. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm surprised he made the move then.
Because now Dan will get DRS, and is he gonna make the move? Yeah, he's closing up round the outside.
He should have better braking, which
Motorsport
he does.
defends really well, really good defending right there. Yep. Yeah. Well, at the end it was a good move from Motorsport, but just like you said, I just want to point out, because there was sort of a as I got to wait with my.
Oh no! I thought Dan was gonna make a move then.
But this is sort of the same accident what happened between Altair and Lego at Japan with 130R. It's like Altair wants to make the move, and Lego didn't expect to go for that move, and it's a really strange corner to make the move in also. And then when you turn in, you can't really have anyone besides you, because there's only one line to take that corner. You can't be running side by side through that corner, so at some point the guy on the outside has to steer in. And with Varamir not being that far enough to make the move, I think Dan is in his right to just steer in. But from Varamir's POV, you can understand he's like, well, Dan steered into me, but you can't expect Dan to run wide and give you the position because you were with your nose on the inside. Because if you can see, only the front tires of Varamir and the rear tires of Dan are side by side, as real life made a move on Dan. But I don't think Varamir was far enough to make the move and to blame Dan on spinning him. I think Varamir had to be that much closer. Like Altair wasn't clear enough to make the move on Lego. I think this is the same point of Varamir not being close enough to Dan to make the move there as well, because he had the better move to make. If he just waited a corner or even at the start finish straight, he could have gained back that position, and he wanted to do it right there. And I think if you want to do it at that corner, you have to be side by side and not going for the move after when a moment you break.
I agree. It's one of those where I think we're getting very used to aggressive overtakes. You know, you think of guys like Max Verstappen, for example, who they
Yeah.
are very, and Daniel Ricciardo, they're very aggressive in their overtaking, and people all of a sudden now think, oh, if you're the person making the move, it's down to the guy who's being overtaken to just open the door and let him through. You know, you can't always do that. And Real Life just went to the back of MP Motorsport there into turn one. But you can't, you know, that's not really the art of overtaking. You can get away with that as long as that person does open. But that guy who's being overtaken, there's nothing in the rule books to say you must let that person overtake you.
Nope.
It's down to the guy making the pass, and I've learned it in karting myself and in motorsport. If you're going to make a move on someone, it's down to you to make sure it's done cleanly. And Dan was already on the inside. He was defending. Okay, he left a gap for Varamir to be, but ultimately, the problem was he wasn't on the outside. He was essentially in the middle of the track. And like you said, he couldn't give him the room. Varamir wasn't close enough, and that's what's happened. He should have backed out. But it's one of those where I can see in the heat at the moment he sees there's a gap, and he thinks, right, I'm not alongside him, but I'm there. But it's such a short braking spot as well. You hardly brake before you go into that corner. It's a bit like 130R again. It's such a fast corner. You don't have much time to react. So
Yep.
we'll see what the stewards say.
Yeah, as you say that, oh my god, there's just amazing fights for P4, so I said it in Dutch, for P4 going on, because Oxy is making a move on Matrix, and while Oxy was making a move on Matrix, Smalo just got a dirty and spun out, and that made Juventus getting past him. So it's now 4 guys fighting for P4. It's not a podium position, but at least some big points for the championship, as Juventus is doing a really good job in the fight against relegation, because it's now in P6 and he's looking to get past Matrix now, because he's really struggling with that damage from the wing. As Juventus needs to be patient. Needs to just be patient. As my Siri goes off every time I do commentating, come on. Now he needs to stay in the DRS, open up and go past it. Matrix got wing damage. Dominic will be hyped in the chat as Juventus makes the move round the outside. What a brilliant move from Juventus. Park the bus on the apex, and that's move done, I think. Although I know Matrix has some great straight line speed. Can he get past? Nope, he can't. So that's Juventus with a brilliant move up to P5, as Jonathan, he wanted to get an update on the penalties. So Lewis, if you can look for penalties from the top 3 guys, so we know exactly who is on for the right amount of spots, that would be awesome.
Sorry, what was that? Sorry?
Yeah, can you look at the penalties from the top 3 guys, just to make sure it's the podium as it stands right now?
Okay, let's have a look. So, at the moment, penalty-wise,
Juventus now is
so we have got...
So it goes to Oxy. Can he make the move right now? Comes up to the start finish straight. Is he going for the move? Round the outside. No way that he's going on the grass as well. Can he hold it around the outside now? It turns into the inside. As they touch. Oh, that was really close. As Matrix now needs to defend on Smado. Oh, there's gonna be a decent moment. No, it's not. Smado's just getting past Matrix without DRS. Smado with DRS. Smado makes a move stick. Oh my god, he turns into Matrix. Oh my days, that was Matrix almost flying into the wall. As then defensive Racer. Oh my god, that's really close racing in the last couple of laps right there. But Smado got past and Juventus really close to Oxy. But we go to the penalty updates from Lewis.
Yep, so the penalty updates, so looking at the moment, Dan has got a 3-second penalty, Matty Robbo's got 1, MP Motorsport's got a couple of 3-second penalties. The top guys though, Don Anno's got 3 seconds. Trying to look here. To be fair, the top guys
You can look if
Van,
you go to race director and select their name. If you click on it, you can see how many penalties they have. You can see every lap, and then you can see how
okay,
many penalties they have. That's maybe easier for you.
okay. Okay, that's fine. So the top guys, so Raukkonen has no penalties. Hammy has no penalties either. Mitch, I think, is all clean. Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
Oaksy's got a penalty. He does, yeah. Oaksy does have a 3 second penalty.
And Juventus has Spado?
Juventus has a penalty as well, just a 3 second one. Smarto has a 3 second penalty as well. Oh, he's got 6 seconds. Smarto.
Okay. Okay.
And Matrix has a penalty as well, 3 second
Oh,
penalty.
real life just picked up one. Robin with 3 second time penalty.
Yeah.
Oh, we complete. Oh my God! It's lap 36 and Raukkonen finished. I completely missed the leader.
Oh,
But it's
no.
Hemi now coming up to the line, and that's P2. So that means Raceboy is Tier 2 champion. He can pop the champagne. He said he got it ready. Raukkonen and his teammate did a brilliant job for him. And that's Raceboy now, Tier 2 champion. Mitch crosses the line in P3. And now it's interesting to see Juventus defend from Smarto as they go up to the line, side by side. Oh,
it's
Juventus.
just Juventus.
Yep, it's Juventus. P5, Matrix P6. Oh, Smarto got a lot of penalties. Yeah, just like you said, that's Robin.
Smarto had an extra
P7.
3 seconds. Yeah.
Oh my God, and we're already
very
finished.
close race in the end.
Yeah, I'm sorry
Smarto
we missed the
looked out.
leader, but I have to congratulate Raceboy on the championship victory, and that's him, Tier 2 champion, because of this guy in the Red Bull seat, his teammate, who did an amazing job for him, finishing in front of Hemi. And Juventus, with Dominic happy in the chat, scored some brilliant points against relegation. That's probably his spot for Tier 2 confirmed for next season, I think.
Yeah, it's a first champion of season 2 crowned. And Hammy tried his best. I mean, P2 was the maximum he could do today. It wasn't enough to keep the championship alive. But Raukkonen, brilliant race from him. It's a shame about Matrix, but as the results come through.
Yeah, we got Raukkonen at P1, Hemi in P2. That means he lost the championship fight today. Put up a really good fight this whole season, but unfortunately for him it's not enough. Mitch in P3, Oxy P4, Juventus with some great points against relegation in P5, Matrix P6, Robin great P7, Smarto P8, lost out on penalties, which is really unfortunate, but that's what you get with really close racing. Crowan without penalties, really good from him P9, and P-Motorsport, the Tier 3 driver, scored the last and final point, and Racer unfortunately didn't pick up any points. So that's him relegated, almost confirmed. I'm not quite sure yet, but that's really disappointed for him. As Racebro is in the chat, he's really happy, and I can understand that, because he's champion without doing anything, just lying in the sun, enjoying life, and just being crowned as champion as well. What do you want more? As Lewis, if you can invite the podium. I think Hemi left already. He's probably gonna be pissed. I can understand that completely. So if you can invite Mitch and Raukkonen for the party,
Okay.
that would be nice.
Okay.
Maybe you can get Oaksy as well, because if we can get 3 people and then he was involved in that fight as well, can get some little bit of inside info.
Can I invite people, or is it on your party?
Yeah, if you just suggest them, then I can select them all and just invite them. Otherwise, we lose
That's fine.
screen and voices on the stream.
Okay.
Ooh, as Racer is getting some comments against his name of defending aggressive. I know I say to these guys they need to be a little bit more aggressive, but it's not that we need these guys to complaining about each other. But yeah, we've got to wait and see if it really was like that. So we will invite these guys to the party. Thank you very much. So we hope they will all join. So we're waiting now for the guys to enter the commentary box. As Mitch joins already, that's really nice. Now waiting for Oaksy and Rokan to join the commentary box as well. There's Rokan, nice. Oaksy probably isn't expecting that one, so if he doesn't join, well, never mind, he joined already. Nice, so guys, if you can make sure your audio is unallowed to be shared, then we will start with the interviews very shortly. Let's test that one.
Yeah, can you hear you?
Mine should be good, hopefully.
Yeah, I can hear you too, Mitch.
Yeah, Rokan, I didn't hear you on stream the first time, so...
Is it okay now?
I can hear you.
Yeah, Mitch, I can hear you on stream as well. I think Oaksy got it sorted as well because he's used to commentate. And Rokan, if you can make sure it's all unallowed to be shared as well. Then we will start with the P4. Oaksy, you were in a great fight the last couple of laps and you gained a lot of places. What were you thinking when you were closing in on Matrix? You knew we were gonna make it onto P4 or you just didn't expect it at all?
I just kind of kept my head down, really. Just kept focusing on the breaking points and getting closer and closer. I knew I was about 4 seconds after pitting. I just closed it down and eventually got the job done. But yeah, it was quite a tense few last couple of laps, especially with Juventus behind me. He had a lot of decent pace. But yeah, pleased with fourth.
Yeah, really good. You all guys were all having penalties, except Osman because he got 6 seconds of penalty, so he lost out on it. You guys were like fighting all the way because the whole race you guys were so close to each other. It was like a mid-pack of like 6-7 cars who were so close to each other, and you on the super soft tire wanted to get past them all. Yeah, eventually you got past with Mitch together, and then you guys were trying to pull away, but there was that sneaky Welsh guy Ricky who could just hang on to you guys, which was probably really frustrating, I think.
Snapping at my tail, so he was. He was closing and closing, and then I overtook him, and then he overtook me, and then I overtook him, and then he lost it on the Senna S's, and I just saw in my mirrors that he went off into the dirt, and that was his race over, and I kind of breathed a sigh of relief because I got some clean air and nobody behind me for a couple of seconds, which was good. But yeah, he had good pace as well. I was surprised to quali as well as I did on the dry setup, but everyone else, I presume, just qualified on the dry setup, and yeah, pleased with the result.
Yeah, you did a really good job. Congratulations on your P4.
Thank you.
Really good, solid 12 points. As we go to Mitch now in P3. Mitch, you were on the sort of same strategy as Oaksy, but you were well and truly ahead eventually at some point, and maybe looking to get P2 or P1, or you were just selling for P3 and thinking, well, this is it, I'm happy with the last podium spot?
The first stint we battled Oaksy, Ricky and me, so my tires were dead by lap 10. So I just kind of just stuck with P3 once I got to it, and just rode it out and just kept the pace.
Yeah, because I think, Oaksy, we were saying on stream that you probably made the wrong strategy call because Mitch, you were stopping a few laps earlier and you were like 7.8 seconds behind the next car ahead of you. And because you got that clean air, you could just run your own lap times and probably gaining that time you had at the end on Oaksy. And because the gap was at the end, it was 17 seconds between you guys. So maybe it was the wrong strategy call for Oxy or a really good strategy call from you to stop
Yeah,
that little lapse earlier.
I came out in clean air, so I think you must have got caught up in traffic after coming out of the pits, Mitch.
I had clean air. I was
Yeah.
clean sailing. I just was not pushing
Alright.
the tires. I
Yeah.
was having issues all week long. I made a huge setup swing about 40 minutes before the race because I couldn't keep. I was overheating my right front by lap 11 on the mediums.
Ooh.
I was just crushing tires. So I just made a huge strategy change, and at the starting grid, I just said, "Screw it, I'm going to go for it." And I ended up going with the super softs just so I had this traction coming out of the last corner down the straightaway. And I just pushed on from there, but I just had a steady race, just put in, high 110s, 111s, and I just figured I'd be fine. Just
Yeah,
went off that.
eventually. Oh yeah. Yeah, you did a really good job, really solid lap times, and that gave you P3 at the end. So congratulations with your 15 points and the last podium spot. Yeah, P2 Hemi, he left the session really early, so he is not able to get into the interviews. But we got the number one, and because he finished P1, he gave his teammate the World Championship Raukon. We just got a lot of setup changes today and yesterday. We really helped each other with finding the right setup. And you said, Jana, you didn't get the fast lap time, but you were way quicker than Hemi eventually. You just had a dominating performance and a really good race. Just tell us about it.
Yeah, I was really pleased with my race today. Like I told you, I felt I could get a podium yesterday with the tier one, but yeah, I got taken out by Javi. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the victory, and this one was for my teammates. I hope he enjoys his holiday and champagne because he has to celebrate tonight. And we are aiming at the final race in Abu Dhabi, which is also one of my strongest race on the calendar. We could have 1-2 also and finish the season on a high.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, you saw that voice crack. Oh my days, my voice is just
Voice
getting
crack is
worse
real.
and worse. This is the life of a 70-year-old, guys, getting voice cracks left, right, and center. But yeah, you said it. Like we were discussing a lot of setup change because it's interesting to know you guys were running a tri setup, I think, for the race. Were you guys mixing between to get a good qualifying and a good race, or was it just full on try setup and aiming for the race?
Yeah, my setup was full dry, so I was really pleased with my qualifying because I got really I I couldn't remember how much did I get P1 from Hemi
I can
under tens,
tell
right?
you that one.
For
Yeah, it was really really close. It was 4/400
I
of a
believe
second,
I
I
had
think. I don't
on
know.
my quickest lap I had Mitch right in front of me, and he was on pole the lap
Oh,
before.
it was 300ths of a second between you guys. You did a
Oh,
118.779 and you did a 118.809. So that was really
yeah,
good.
it was really close.
And Mitch was a tenth behind you guys. So
Yeah.
we did get the whole top three within 1/10. So it
But
was
but
really close
I
racing.
but I must say I was really surprised because when I did the formation lap, I could see that I think who started on the super soft was it Oxy?
It
Yeah,
was
I started
Mitch,
on
Top four.
Oxy, and Real
P1.
Life.
I was surprised. Why did you guys start on super soft?
Just
It's
wanted better pace off the line. And
oh, okay,
just
yeah,
felt like we could overtake a couple of cars in the first couple of laps, and I knew going on the mediums would be the safest option after
yeah,
lap 12. I think I pitted lap 13,
okay,
um,
yeah.
14.
To be
I,
to
I
be
think I
honest,
pitted lap 11.
okay. To be honest, I could have. I think I pitted in lap 16. I could have done maybe 2, 3 laps more on the soft tires before going switching to mediums. So yeah,
Yeah,
I had really a pretty decent pace.
yeah, you did. Well done for the win. I didn't think there was much of a difference between the super softs and the softs.
Definitely not just the traction on that last corner.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's just overheating that front right in super softs,
Yeah.
which was an issue essentially. But yeah,
What happened to Ricky?
He,
He
I think
crashed.
Oxy and Mitch were fighting, and then he got stuck in dirty air in the Senna S, just lost it, came onto the cross. He wanted to correct it, but his car was just running wide, and then he just gone straight into the tire wall on the
Oh wow.
outside of the corner, and then he lost his right front wheel. So yeah, that was
That's
really
sad for him
unfortunate.
because he had really good pace also yesterday in
Yep.
Tier 1.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Yep. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But
you
nice
guys
job,
kept it on
guys.
track, and you finished
Yeah.
P1. Congratulations. We got a question in the chat, Mitch. Jonathan, he asked you to sing the national anthem on stream.
Yeah, you don't want that. Everybody
Do you want me
likes
to
their
get-
ears.
do you want me to
Everybody
get
likes
the,
their ears. We do not need that.
I'll get the music going.
Yeah, so just to protect your ears, Mitch is not gonna sing the national anthem today. Maybe next week if he wins, but we're not quite sure. But yeah, we want to.
Yeah.
Lewis, you got anything to ask or anything to add on these interviews?
Well, yeah. Well, I was going to ask Mitch what changed it, but he did answer. Obviously, the set he managed to find the setup. Yeah, which was good because I did say in qualifying that you were confident in the wet, but in the dry you weren't so happy with the setup of keeping the tires from overheating. But really, I guess for Raikkonen. Obviously, for people who watch the stream, obviously you had quite a comfortable gap. It looks like you're never under pressure. Sort of, how hard were you pushing? Were you going flat out, or did you save a bit? Especially particularly on when you got into the medium. Yeah, just talk through like how you sort of keep your focus and throughout a race because you didn't have to do much in any overtaking, but just controlling the race and making sure that you make the race look easy. Talk about the process.
To be honest, my first stint on the soft tires, I felt pretty. It was really intense with me and Hammy because he was keeping me honest the first 5, 6, 7 laps, and then I started to get out of DRS range, and then I could pull out. But to be honest, I don't know if you guys saw it on the stream because I was running medium ERS for almost the whole lap until I got to the back straight. Then I switched to rich or overtake, and then switched down back to medium. And then with the fuel, I think I got +5 laps extra
Oh, wow.
fuel. And so I was running almost rich, not every lap, but when I was on the straights, I felt I could pull away from Hammy from the straights when I got my fuel up to rich. I believe my final lap I had uh, maybe 1 plus extra fuel because I was just cruising the last 7, 8 laps because I knew that the win was in my hand. So
Indeed.
just having to drive safe the last laps, the final laps. So yeah, it wasn't hard to manage at the end.
Right. Yeah, because obviously at the beginning of the race, Hammy got a really good start and had
Yeah.
the inside line, but fortunately, he was fair. He didn't try and outbrake, stupidly and force you guys off the track. That to me looked like I said, the first stint was the real challenge for you, and as soon as you broke DRS and got that couple of seconds gap, really, then he never recovered from that. Even though he pitted earlier, you'd think, oh, maybe he might get the undercut, but he did. He came back out behind one car still, and I think that sort of held him back in making the undercut work. And that sort of just gave you the victory that gave you that gap when you came back out, and on the medium you were just much stronger. it showed in the end. So yeah, congratulations on the victory.
Yeah. Thanks. I knew it because I did practice before, and I knew my pace was much stronger on the mediums compared to the soft tires. But I want to say one last point. I was getting quite nervous at the end when I think I was overtaking a Renault car. I can't remember which one it was.
Well, there was only one
Uh,
Renault. Why is your boy then?
yeah, he was. He did a. He did a. Okay, do you remember, guys? Ocon and Verstappen in
Yeah,
Brazil
yeah, yeah.
also.
Yeah.
He overtook me in. I believe it was third corner. He overtook me, and then he ran wide, and then I got the lead again. And then he was cruising behind me and trying to get past me, and then he finally pitted and set the fastest lap, I believe, at the end.
Yeah, it's so nervy when people do that. I had that in on the Monday's race that they're on the faster tyre, but they're lapped down, and it's
Yeah,
sort of like, and I got hit. Luckily, it didn't affect me too bad, but it just caused him damage. But it's you've got to respect that if you're lapped down, you can't be battling the race leader or anyone really. You've got to, okay, you've got the faster tyre, but that's only because of the situation that you're in. You can't afford. I mean, it's so nerve-wracking
yeah,
for you being in that position. So
yeah.
thankfully, there was no drama involved with
Yeah,
that.
I thought in a second that maybe I should, because I had such a big gap to Hammy. At that point, I think it was 9 seconds or something, and I thought maybe slow down and let him just run away and then pick up the pace again. But I didn't want to risk it because I thought maybe if I got a 3 second penalty or something, then I would Hammy would be close to me. Yeah, so I was hoping that he will pit eventually because he would be tired running behind the pace setter. So and he did finally at the end. So I'm happy with that. So
Yeah, really good job. So congratulations on P1. Really good job.
thanks.
25 points secured the championship for your teammate. As we can round off the stream right now, Lewis, thank you for joining the commentary box with me today. Quite enjoyed that one.
Yeah, pleasure. Yeah,
Congratulations,
no
guys,
worries.
on the podium, and Oaksy for putting up a great fight. Unfortunately, not for the podium, but for a great P4. And everyone who tuned into the stream, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys back next week for the final race of Season 2, Tier 2 of Console Speed. Hope to see you guys next week. Check out the website for any more info, and see you guys later. Goodbye.